news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Tuesday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And a bit of a damp start today out there.
Yeah, I drove through a rain shower briefly this morning, and then in the second half of my drive was dry. So it's a story of today. You have an isolated rainfall. Let's take a look at what's going on outside early this morning. A live look in Cooperstown, which is a little bit damp out there early today. Temperature sitting at 40 degrees. We look at the current temperatures across state. 44 in Rome, 39 down in Johnstown, down the Mohawk Valley. Zooming in here, let's see some of the local temperatures. 39 degrees up in Long Lake, Indian Lake, and Lake Pleasant. 41 Dolgeville, 40 Little Falls, 41 Hamilton, and 42 degrees in Morris. Yorkville Battery live radar. Here's what I mean by isolated rainfall. So if you're heading, say, north of Utica for now, looks to be mainly dry, except that narrow band right here. But heading south, right along Route 20, potentially right near Sangerfield, that's where another rain shower is. So it's dependent on location. Lingering lake effect rain showers will primarily stay south of Utica for much of the morning. It could move its way north by the late morning, early afternoon. You can see some rain chances right there. And then following that, it does dry up this evening, and then tonight looking mostly quiet. Now tomorrow starts out dry, but we're going to track some rainfall later on in the day. We'll have the detailed look at that, plus the long range that could potentially show some snow in the forecast coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Classes are canceled.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Good morning. Time now 5:13. Here's your forecast in a minute before you head out to work today. First off, we'll take a look at some current conditions out there on the roadways. And as you can see here, a little bit damp depending on location. Brief showers moving through the area, so keep that umbrella handy today, but don't expect it to rain all day long. Our traffic tracker is showing mainly quiet conditions. There is an accident reported that just came in around 4:50 this morning, and it took place on County Route 76, Webster Hill Road, just north of Route 46, north of Dunbrook. Right there between Dornspur Road and Krupp Road. It's a little bit of an outlier road there, but still, if you're heading in that north direction, there's an accident reported there early this morning. Again, today is election day. If you are heading out to the polls at any point today, you've got great weather for that. Now, yes, it could be warmer, but aside from some passing showers, nothing really that could impact your travel throughout the day today. So again, today, isolated lake effect. Tomorrow it starts out dry, widespread rain develops in the afternoon. And then we have lingering drizzle expected on Thursday with more unsettled weather heading into the later half of the weekend. We'll track that coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Actress, comedian, and
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Time now 5:19 on this Tuesday morning, and we start out with some light lake effect showers in parts of our area, but that will be the isolated factor in what will be a mainly dry day for a lot of us today. Downtown Utica, take a live view outside. Roadways a little damp this morning from that overnight lake effect rain. Currently it's sitting at 44, mostly clear, strong winds over. It is a very windy start to your day today. Wind chill brisk, feels like 37 out with that strong wind. Radar and satellite shows that lingering lake effect still taking place primarily south of and west of Utica. So if you are in this region right here, you might be encountering still some lingering rainfall compared to those of you who are a little bit to the north of the Utica Mohawk Valley area. So Wind gusts today peaking between 30 to 40 miles per hour. Wind gusts, I should say. So it is going to be a bit strong in terms of wind speed. Now, we'll weaken tonight. Tomorrow, though, we're going to see a stronger south wind. Those of you in the hilltops, just south of the Mohawk Valley right here, those higher elevations, you will see the strongest winds tomorrow as they could be gusting again as high as 25 to 35 miles per hour from the south. So we have a different wind direction tomorrow, and that'll be aided by this approaching warm front. So you see that lake effect fizzling out today. There's that warm front, and that trailing cold front rolls through Wednesday, part of a much larger area of low pressure. And then following that, we could see some lingering drizzle heading into Thursday, but for the most part, most of this rainfall will take place tomorrow. So on our Skycast, there's that lake effect rain band. It's going to shift north later on this morning between 10 and noon. Those of you in the Mohawk Valley could see a stray shower. By the evening, it really just starts to fizzle out. There's not any more really good forcing downwind in the Great Lakes areas. So it does dry up tonight with mostly clear skies. And then tomorrow starts out dry, clouds increase, and then toward the evening hours, we're going to see that widespread rain continue to roll its way through the region. Maybe some lingering snow showers north, a few flurries mixing in with some rain in a lot of the area tomorrow, or excuse me, on Thursday. But again, that's for the morning hours. By noontime, it progressively dries out with a dry start Friday, and then the weekend starting out dry Saturday, but there's more rainfall arriving on Sunday. And that rainfall on Sunday is part of a much larger system here. And early next week, there are signs pointing to a pattern shift. Much cooler air moves in, and it might be difficult to see this map here, but there is potential for some lake effect downwind, lake effect snow downwind of Lake Ontario. So our 7-day forecast, we've got rain chances hit or miss the next few days, and your eyes don't deceive you. On Monday, there is our first snow icon on the 7-day in quite a while. So we'll keep a close eye on how that behaves. Personally, I will be in Florida at the time.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I guess I think the perfect time to go on vacation. But either way, we're tracking some potential snowfall next week.
You predicted it well, didn't you?
It's. I hope we don't get snow this early, though.
But you'll be out of town. Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:22 again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. We have a bit of a damp start to our morning today, but Eric, you were mentioning that dampness isn't going to last all day, right?
Yeah, that's right. For some of us, maybe some lingering drizzle. For the rest of us, by the early afternoon, it's almost entirely dry. Let's take a look outside right now, a live look in Oneonta, where, yes, it is showing, well, mainly quiet conditions out there. A bit difficult to see if it's currently raining here. But what I can show you right now is what the current conditions show us here on the map. 44 in Rome, 39 at Johnstown, 41 heading south in Hamilton, and the radar picking up on that rainfall right now, currently in central Otsego County, slowly approaching Cooperstown. So again, there could be a band farther south. It is currently not being detected on radar, though. That's the deal with these lake effect bands. They sometimes like to slip underneath those radar scans, but this one definitely isn't. We can see where this one is here. So again, mainly in the southern valleys, you could be seeing a damp start to your day today. We could see that band sweep north in the later half of the morning. So between around 10 o'clock and noon in the Mohawk Valley, Utica area, we could see a brief passing shower from this lake effect band. And now highs for the day will be in the low 50s, so seasonably cool for this time of year. And then, of course, that rainfall, it does begin to end as we head throughout the afternoon into the evening. It's going to be a dry evening tonight and into early tomorrow. But we are tracking widespread rain that looks to arrive by tomorrow evening, setting the stage for, again, more unsettled weather toward the end of the weekend and even beyond. We'll have a more detailed look at that 7-day forecast coming up shortly. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Americans head to the polls today.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise, everybody, on this Tuesday. Our photo of the day takes us to Sylvan Beach, and it's that time of year where the waves get a little bit on the choppy side, and in fact, some locations on the beach will start to see some more ice freeze over in the coming months. But for now, You can see just how strong the winds have influenced some of the waves in the gales in November taken by John. So amazing photo right here showing the strength of the current waters just off of, again, Sylvan Beach. If you have a photo like this you'd like to share with us, showcasing nature's strength here in this case, or just nature's beauty, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Always look forward to showing and showcasing your photos every day right here on News Channel 2 at sunrise. So when it comes to the weather the next few days, you can see here we're tracking on and off rain chances. Now, lake effect today, not widespread. There will still be ample opportunity for sunshine and dry weather. You can see here tomorrow evening especially, looking a bit rainy, and even heading toward the end of the week and next week. See, this is snow icon in the 7-day forecast. This is not a glitch. We're going to talk about those chances coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Well, it is getting darker earlier and cold.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Today we start out with some lingering lake effect rain showers. Some of them could continue in parts of our area. But I want to start out by taking a live look at downtown Utica. This time of year is amazing for the fact that we can, for once, of course, see the sun rise. It's far enough below the horizon. We actually see it rise right along Rusky Boulevard here. But also, with this time of year, we get these low-level clouds, which produce very colorful sunrises. So, in the meantime, we have a very beautiful view out there to the east. And current conditions sitting at 44, mostly clear, strong winds right now from the west. Brisk wind chill, feels like 37 degrees out. So definitely bundle up heading out to work this morning. Radar and satellite shows this narrow band of lake effect. It's primarily taking place south and west of Utica. That's at least for the current rainfall band that's still surviving. A lot of the additional rain has slowly weakened, if not almost entirely dried up. That band will primarily stay south of Utica in the southern valleys, Madison County, Otsego, Chenango County, for pretty much the entire morning, and then sweeping its way north and then weakening as it progresses through the afternoon. Along with lake effect rainfall, we are tracking some pretty strong winds. Again today, wind gusts between 30 and 40 miles per hour. And then by tomorrow, we're going to see a wind more from the south. Those of you in the hilltops south of the Mohawk Valley, that south wind will impact you the most. You head down into the shadow of the valley, you can see here the winds will lower tremendously. So either way, it's windy the next few days, primarily, of course, depending on location. So lake effect begins to weaken this evening. A warm front moves in tomorrow, and that'll provide us with some rainfall, widespread rain, especially in the evening hours, closer to sunset. In fact, a lot of this will happen after sunset tomorrow. Lingering drizzle and flurries on Thursday, but then we dry up again as we head into early Friday. So we piece it all together here in the Skycast. After a mostly dry morning in a lot of the area, we'll see that rain band sweep its way north. Maybe an hour or so of rainfall in the Mohawk Valley, drying up. And then more rain begins to arrive as we head into Wednesday, especially Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. You can see here that rainfall starting north initially, then pushing its way south. In the meantime, next week, a big pattern shift takes place. A huge dip in the jet stream allows much colder air to work over the Great Lakes, and we could see our first lake effect snow event of the season. It's still too early for anything regarding snowfall totals, exact highest amounts and whatnot, but it's early enough where we can kind of have an idea to let you guys know ahead of time. There could be some snow in parts of New York State on Monday. We'll fine-tune that placement of that lake effect band over the next couple of days. But for now, snow is officially in the 7-day forecast icon graphic. So it's been quite a while since we've seen that.
Yeah, fingers crossed for those snow lovers to get some, right? Eric, thanks. Well, the Syracuse University
News with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this election Election Day. I'm Gary Libertor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And for folks heading out to the polls today, no worries, right?
Yeah, maybe some rainfall, but you have that umbrella handy. I think you'll be just fine.
At least in the morning, right?
Yes, in the morning. By the afternoon, in fact, if you're heading out late tonight, the rainfall pretty much all but done for. Let's take a look at what's going on outside right now. First off, a live look at Oneonta. A great view of that morning twilight here. Of course, with the clocks going back an hour, we finally start to see some actual twilight here on News Channel 2 at sunrise. Before, of course, the sunrises get later and later. But this is the time of year we get to see it. Live view again of Oneonta. Beautiful shot right there. 43 the temperature in Rome, 37 up north at Saranac Lake. Let's zoom in here in a lot more detail. 44 in Washington Mills, 41 up in Lowville, 40 in Little Falls, 43 Fort Plain, 42 Cherry Valley, and 37 degrees in Oneonta. So, Yorkville Battery Live Radar shows that narrow lake effect band currently impacting Cooperstown at this hour. In some other spots, especially heading up north, see that you can basically follow that line heading toward potentially Sylvan Beach and up north toward Lake Ontario. So that band will primarily stay south and west of Utica for much of the morning. As we progress throughout the late morning, early afternoon, see these increasing clouds here. That's that chance for that rain to move in. So we're not entirely dry today, but for much of the day it's going to be dry. But then, as we head to the evening, it remains quiet until tomorrow. That's going to track our next round of widespread rain. And there could be even some snow on the horizon. Yes, snow. We're going to track those chances coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Classes are canceled.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Time now 6:14. Here's a look at what you can expect in your forecast in a minute heading out to work today. First off, a live look at conditions across the area. Look at these sunrise cameras here. One vantage point over the Mohawk Valley, the one over Oneonta, beautiful sky there, and the one in downtown Utica right now. Cooperstown reporting some rainfall early today. There's a look at that lake effect rain band pushing through central Otsego County. And then we zoom out a little bit, we can see that this is primarily in central Otsego County. It's really about it. Even maybe some mixing taking place with some graupel or even some hail in those highest elevations, potentially near Worcester. But either way, as you head outside today, potentially even doing some voting, reminder, it is election day, and you've got really not too much in terms of impactful weather. Yeah, maybe lake effect rain band moves north into the Mohawk Valley in the late morning, early afternoon, but still shouldn't impact any voting. By the way, polls close at 9 p.m. tonight. So today, isolated lake effect. Tomorrow it starts out dry. We are tracking widespread rain tomorrow evening, and then lingering rainfall on the backside of that system as we head into Thursday. So overall, just unsettled weather the next few days, but will this continue into the weekend, and will we potentially even see some snow next week? We'll have the latest updates on that pattern change coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Hey, Eric, thanks. We are now on the 30.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Today we start out with some isolated lake effect. Still some sunshine, though. Plenty of it here in downtown Utica. A live view outside, a gorgeous scene of that sunrise out there. It's been a while since we've really seen these sunrises here in this early in the morning, but here we are. Temperature sitting in the 30s for a lot of the area. Currently 43, though, in the Mohawk Valley. A little bit warmer here, and the winds weakening a little bit. They were a bit stronger about an hour or so ago, but still expect some pretty decent wind speeds today. Brisk wind chills, feels like temperature of 38 with that strong wind. Radar and satellite shows that lake effect rain band moving just south and west of Utica. Expect that rain to mainly stay in that direction and then sweep north as we progress throughout the day. Along with that rainfall chance, we also have some pretty strong winds. I mentioned that yesterday we could be seeing between 30 and 40 mile per hour wind gusts today. Tomorrow, though, we're going to see that wind direction shift. And those of you in the hilltops, south of the Mohawk Valley here. See those purplish locations here? That's where those highest wind gusts are expected as you head down to the shadow of the mountains. It's going to be a bit less in terms of winds in the Mohawk Valley. So the bigger picture shows that lake effect. It's going to move its way north a little bit today and then fall apart. A warm front arrives ahead of a cold front tomorrow, and you can see that widespread rain across the area tomorrow afternoon. And the backside of that cold front will bring in some cooler temperatures and some isolated spotty showers and even a few flurries in those higher elevations. Look at the skycast here. We can see we start out with some sunshine. There's that isolated rainfall band, so a heads up today that you might have, keep the umbrella handy at least briefly in the late morning, early afternoon. It does dry up though as we head toward the evening, and then by tonight it's quiet, it's mostly clear, clouds increase. It's a dry start Wednesday, but then rainfall arrives initially in the North Country Wednesday afternoon, and then progresses around the area heading into Wednesday evening with some lingering, as you can see here, drizzle and in flurries across parts of the area heading into Thursday. So when it comes to the pattern beyond this week into next week, a massive dip in the jet stream will cause some much cooler air to work over the Great Lakes. Basically a recipe for possible lake effect snow. Now it's too early to determine who sees it, how much we could see. But it's an early heads up that as we enter next week, a pattern change is expected, and that it's a pattern change that can support snow pushing off of some of the Great Lakes. So stay tuned for updates on the forecast for next week. But either way, before we get into the 30s for highs this week, we're in the 40s and 50s, especially today though, maybe some sunshine mixed in with rainfall. Not too bad for going out to the polls.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that snow. Eric, thanks. Be sure to like us on Facebook and everyone, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. We have a bit of a damp start to our morning. Meteorologist Eric Gage over in the Weather Center, but Eric, you say that dampness may be coming to an end. Yes,
not everyone going to see that rainfall today. It's incredibly isolated, a very narrow band. In fact, one spot not seeing the rain right now, Oneonta. Look at this beautiful scene behind me right here, a live look in the eastern sky. It's that time of year when the clocks move back an hour. We can actually see the sunrise early this morning, and so what an incredible scene out there toward the east. A look at the current conditions right now. We are still in the 40s and 30s depending on location, so it is a chilly start to your day, and in some spots a little bit damp. I mentioned a very narrow corridor of lake effect rainfall. It's currently moving through central Otsego County, Cooperstown area, and then heading up north and east, basically right along the Madison-Oneida County line right there through Oneida Lake and then out toward Lake Ontario. So either way, that lake band will stay south for much of the morning. It's going to move its way north a little bit closer to noontime, and then it's going to fall apart as we head into the evening. So yes, I can't rule out a stray shower today, but we're going to see a lot more in terms of sunshine than rainfall. We have more rainfall on the way tomorrow night. We'll have a look at that rainfall chance, plus the potential for some snowfall next week coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Americans head to the polls today for high.
2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Tuesday. Our photo of the day today takes us to Sylvan Beach, and it's a great photo right here of the very strong gale of November in the shores of, again, Sylvan Beach here. Look at how strong those waves are with the strong winds we've seen recently, both late last week and even yesterday and today. Reminder that some of these waves here a bit intense along the shores there. If you have a photo like this you like to send to us, like John sent to us here, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics, showcasing the strength of nature, the beauty of nature, anything that you wish to showcase for your neck of the woods here in the central New York area. So today we are looking at mainly sunshine with an isolated lake effect rain band still just being a nuisance and lingering around here and there. Wednesday we're going to see a dry start with more rainfall in the afternoon, and then we'll have more chances for some rain showers toward the end of the week. We'll track those chances in a lot more detail coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. It is getting darker earlier and colder.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. On this Tuesday, we begin today with sunshine and isolated lake effect rain showers. Let's take a look, though, at downtown Utica. A gorgeous sunrise there over the horizon. Temperatures sitting in the upper 30s to low 40s. Officially at Griffith and Rome, we're sitting at 43 degrees. Sunny skies, a decent westerly wind of 9 miles an hour, so a brisk wind chill out there today, and it does feel like 38 degrees. So with that in mind, make sure you find ways to bundle up today with the temperatures, at least early this morning, on the cooler side. We're going to warm up into the low 50s by this afternoon, however. Radar and satellite shows that isolated lake effect rain band primarily staying south and west of Utica. Expect that to be the position for much of the morning today, and that band will sweep north in the late morning, early afternoon, providing maybe a chance of a brief shower in the Mohawk Valley. On top of the rainfall chance, isolated rainfall chance today, there is potential for some strong winds between 30 and 40 mile per hour wind gusts today from the west. The winds do weaken tonight, but then by tomorrow we're going to see a strong south wind ahead of our next system, which will be a cold front moving in by Wednesday evening and Wednesday night. So again, from that image there, if you live in the hilltops south of the Mohawk Valley, that's your best shot for seeing strong winds. So there's that lake effect band right there. It's going to sweep north, produce a few more spotty showers, and then it's going to fall apart. Our next round of rainfall, notable rain, will be widespread. It arrives right here around Wednesday evening, and that'll produce rainfall initially earlier in the day in the North Country, and then progress into the Mohawk Valley a little bit later on in the afternoon. Either way, in the wake of that system, we're going to see on the backside of that cold front some spotty lake effect showers still. But here locally, again, that rain does end. We're going to dry up this evening and tonight with temperatures in the 40s and 30s. Clouds increase tomorrow morning, and we're going to see rainfall up north tomorrow afternoon, early in the afternoon, with more widespread rain arriving in the evening. And on the backside of it, you can see lake effect taking place, maybe even some flurries mixing in those hilltops. But in terms of anything accumulating, not really anything to speak of for here. And then we're going to drive a little bit heading into Friday, but as we approach next week, we do have something to look out for. And this is a massive dip in the jet stream. Cold air works in, and you can see there's potential even for some lake effect snow. It's too early to fine-tune the forecast for exactly who sees the snow, how much we could see, but either way, some parts of New York State will be seeing lake effect snow on Monday. It's just a matter of positioning that lake effect band as we get more details in the exact wind direction. So that's a tale for a different day. Today, though, if you're heading out to the polls, aside from some isolated rain, it's not too bad. 50s, sunshine, so overall pretty nice.
Yeah, do your duty.
Yes.
Get out and vote. Well, the Syracuse University men's basketball.
You have an isolated rain band we're tracking right now, but that's only rain we're looking at. So when it comes to impacts, no impacts heading out to the polls today. In fact, that forecast you can see here, maybe you're working today. Well, you get out of work 6, 7, 8 o'clock. Well, we're in the 40s, mostly clear, and it's looking almost entirely dry. So when it comes to weather this evening, again, you got some pretty dry weather for that. Downtown Utica, we have some clouds rolling their way in. This is from that lake effect rain band, which currently is only showing up here on our conditions forecast right now, but we look at the Yorkville Battery Live radar, and there it is. Narrow band right here moving through the Mohawk Valley. Some isolated showers up north, but that's really about it. That band will sweep its way north this evening and then continue to fall apart. You can see here, clear skies tonight, lows in the 30s. We are tracking some more rainfall heading into tomorrow, especially tomorrow evening. We'll track that, plus how the rest of the week is shaping up, coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Still no word from state police today.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are tracking an isolated band of lake effect rain mixed in with some sunshine in parts of our area. Here's a look at 4 cameras across central New York, and as you can see, there's one location here showing lots of sun, and that's down in Oneonta, where that band has shifted far north enough. But the band is currently over the Mohawk Valley, which is why it's currently looking about on the cloudy side here in downtown Utica. Radar and satellite shows that cloud cover and that rain, spotty rain, still moving through the region. Let's zoom in here on the radar. We can see that moving through lightly in some spots, the Utica area heading its way north, and it's going to continue to weaken even more. So maybe a passing sprinkle right now. So far, none of this radar signature looks really that impressive. But what is impressive are these winds. These are sustained winds, not wind gusts, of around 22 miles an hour in Syracuse, 23 miles an hour in Rochester, even 20 miles an hour in Rome. The wind gusts even higher. Now, it looks like we lost the data point here before I went on air. This showed 35 mile per hour wind gusts in Rome. So either way, it is definitely a windy one out there today here across central New York. So with the strong winds, this is due to that backside of that front that we experienced yesterday from that rainfall. But then as we head into tonight, we're going to see the winds shift a little bit. Instead of coming from the west, they're going to start approaching from the south. So when it comes to the winds, the Mohawk Valley will largely be wind-free, at least in terms of the strong winds. But the hilltops south of the Mohawk Valley will see the strongest winds tomorrow afternoon. Then, as the winds carry in warmer temperatures, it's also going to lift up this air into the Adirondacks, producing some rainfall up north, and then widespread rain kicks in as that front moves through the area heading into the evening hours. And then overnight, lingering flurries and drizzle in parts of our area, drying up as we head throughout Thursday afternoon. So overall, the next couple of days, hit or miss with rain. Early next week, however, we're going to see a massive cold front move through the area, enough where there's going to be a fresh supply of ice-cold Canadian air from the northwest. And when you pair that with those warm lake waters over Lake Ontario, Lake Erie, and the rest of the Great Lakes, we're looking at a recipe for lake effect snow early next week. Rough timing Monday through Wednesday, and we don't know right now exactly where that lake effect snow will fall, but we know that it's going to fall somewhere in the New York State area heading into early next week. So as the days get closer, all this low resolution data we have right now will continue to improve, and we'll have a better idea of potentially who sees it and just how much we could see. But for now, just an early heads up. It is on our 7-day forecast. We figured to let you guys know about that. Since the first time in quite a while, we've had the snow icon here on the 7-day. So it's that time of year. It's not completely crazy to see snow this time of year, but eventually we're going to start seeing those cooler temperatures providing that.
I think you're a little too happy to put that icon up there.
Well, some changes after, it's been such a quiet summer and fall.
Eric, thanks. Well, as the government shutdown drags, meteorologist Eric Gage joining us now. And Eric, fresh back, a couple of hours ago from a big visit, right?
Yes, got to visit Westmoreland and their media production class. It's actually really interesting how they have a class that does video morning announcements.
Oh, nice.
In fact, here's a picture right here. And this was a lot of fun. I got to experience their process in doing live newscasts for the school. And of course, for those of you who know Callahan Marshall, who fills in here every now and again, she of course is running this class. So again, a big shout out to Callahan and the great team, the great crew here for the production class for allowing me to come visit and even do a quick weather presentation for their morning announcements earlier today. Downtown Utica, a live view out there. We have blue skies moving back in again. It's basically a mix of clouds and blue skies depending on location. Again, as that lake effect band continues to move its way north and progressively falling apart. There's a lot of sunshine here in the southern tier, heading to western New York and eventually the southern valleys, but still a few lingering clouds up north from, again, said lake effect. Now, as we head throughout the next couple of hours, this will continue to fall apart. We are tracking a dry evening with temperatures cooling down from the 50s into the 30s. So we're going to track a cooler night tonight and a dry start tomorrow, but we are going to look at more rainfall arriving tomorrow night. We'll have details on that coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Oneida County Sheriff's officials say
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. We are tracking blustery conditions with some sunshine and a few clouds as lake effect rain band, very narrow ones moving through the Mohawk Valley. Now we have a look at the latest information that just came in about a few minutes ago. This map here just got issued a bunch of wind advisories and high wind watches. Now, what do those mean? See the dark gold there impacting southern Oneida and southern Herkimer County? This is for westerly winds 25 to 35 miles per hour with gusts as high as 60 miles per hour, and this is for tomorrow. So this is for Wednesday. It's still windy today, but again, we have a strong south wind arriving tomorrow, and then a strong westerly wind from a strong cold front moves through heading into the evening hours. Still, though, currently there's no active weather right now. It's a bit quiet. Sunshine moving its way in. Temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s. The only rainfall is from a very weak lake effect response right now. So you might encounter a brief sprinkle or shower today, but it won't last long and it's not really that impactful. Besides, just to the south, there's a lot more dry weather. Southern valleys, not a drop of rain right now for the most part. We can actually zoom in here and see that rainfall impacting sections of the Mohawk Valley, but that's really about it. Wind speeds between 15 and 20 miles per hour here locally, between 20 and 25 heading out to Syracuse and Rochester. So we have some pretty strong wind gusts right now, between 28 and 30 miles per hour. This was at 35 before the data was lost at Griffiths and Rome, but either way, it is going to be still a very blustery afternoon here across the region. So as we head into tonight, we're going to see that rain end. It's going to be entirely dry for much of the early half of the day tomorrow. By, say, around noontime, that strong south wind is going to impact the areas right here, hilltops in between Route 20 and I-90, just south of the Mohawk Valley. Then rainfall begins to move its way in around the afternoon in areas to the north of the Thruway. And then following that, the winds will shift very strongly to the west in the wake of that cold front. So maybe some rumbles of thunder in the initial line. And you can see here, very strong winds overnight into early Thursday morning with some spotty lake effect rain, even some snow mixing into those highest elevations. Not a whole lot, but it's enough to mention it, at least when it comes to the early morning hours Thursday. Then it does dry up Thursday afternoon with sunshine and temperatures barely even reaching the low 40s. And as we head into early next week, we have a massive cold front moving through again. It's a very, very active weather pattern, to put it lightly. But in the wake of that, we have a strong northwesterly wind carrying some very chilly, ice-cold air from Canada. And that could produce some lake effect snow here locally. Now, there's still some uncertainty as to exactly where that snow falls and how much we could see. But we know it's going to be falling in portions of New York State. It's just an early heads up that we're going to track that weather pattern change heading into early next week. So you see the 7-day forecast. We got some sunshine today, rain showers late tomorrow. And then as we head into the weekend, 50 the high Saturday, and then 30s the highs on Monday with said lake effect snowfall. So stay tuned for updates next week. But again, back to the forecast today. It's mainly quiet. If you're heading out to the polls tonight, the weather looking dry, just a little chilly. Grab that jacket.
no reason not to get out there.
Nope, no, not at all.
Eric, thanks. Well, stay with us. More news.
With Chief Meteorologist Bill Tarvis. We're tracking strong winds tomorrow, and we've got an alert day for this. This is going to be tomorrow evening, where we could be talking about wind gusts 50 miles an hour. We could have several reports of that tomorrow evening. This could lead to scattered power outages and minor damage. It's not really strong, but it's strong enough where we're going into an alert day for tomorrow evening. Again, this is going to be later in the day. The first part of the day looks fine. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look quiet. It's clear outside. Our sunset taking place a few minutes ago, 51 degrees. It's going to cool off pretty quickly. We've got that west wind at 14 miles an hour. Temperatures will drop into the 40s as we head into this evening. Again, tracking some strong winds tomorrow evening along with rain. And look at the forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
Decision 2025.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're tracking some pretty quiet weather this evening. It's been a windy, breezy to windy afternoon at times. We've seen wind gusts over 35 miles an hour in spots. And now, of course, this time of the year, the sun is long set. Looking at clear skies this evening and live looking downtown Utica. Take a look at the right-hand side here. This was a lightning strike that was captured yesterday in Newport by Page. I'll go back and play this video again. Again, on the right-hand side, you can see it looks like it hit a tree. That's incredible. Those storms last night moved through a good portion of the region. That was part of a cold front. We'll be seeing another cold front tomorrow. This one is going to be more of a wind maker. Even more so than what we saw yesterday. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look pretty quiet. We have a high wind watch in effect for the Mohawk Valley and Southern Valleys, where winds tomorrow come from the west, and that could cause gusts to go as high as 50 miles an hour, which could cause scattered power outages and create some minor damage. The strongest part of this is going to be late in the day after sunset, and most of this is overnight, the late evening to early overnight. The winds will gradually subside through Thursday. It stays breezy Friday and Saturday. We're getting into this time of the year where the winds are going to be a lot more noticeable and consistent going forward, again, as we get into the colder season. Reminder, you can always get weather information by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. You can get instant alerts to your phone. For example, that high wind watch, if that becomes a high wind warning, you'll get that notification. Dollarville, 49 degrees, Little Falls, 51 across Southern Valleys. Cooperstown, 49, Oneonta, 46, and Unadilla with 50. The next weather maker is a fast mover. It's an area of low pressure to the west in Minnesota. This is going to drive to the south and east. It's going to pass right overhead, and it's going to influence our weather tomorrow. Tonight, clear skies early. Clouds will thicken up as we head throughout tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the 30s. Tomorrow, it's a cloudy day. The winds aren't too bad for most of it. It's not until the evening time where this cold front moves in. It will bring us some rain later in the day. Temperatures make it into the mid-50s. The winds are going to pick up again, gusts as high as 50 miles an hour late tomorrow evening. Rain briefly turns to a few snow showers tomorrow night into very early Thursday. Thursday looks mostly cloudy and chilly with temperatures in the 40s. Forecast for tonight, increasing clouds, low of 36. Tomorrow, we're looking at cloudy skies, rain and wind arrive late. And again, some of that wind could cause some minor damage and scattered power outages. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast, mostly cloudy Thursday, 44. Rain returns late Friday into early Saturday. Another weather system arrives Sunday, and it does bring a cold blast. Snow showers in the forecast for Monday and Tuesday. Temperatures only in the mid-30s.
All right, looking ahead. Bill,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right, thank you, Bill. Increasing the number.
Just Bill Curtis.
So we have the full moon tomorrow night, but we're talking about it tonight because this is going to be your best opportunity to see it. Tomorrow night, it's going to be completely cloudy. It's a super moon, which means it's the brightest moon of the whole year. It's out there now, and it'll be out there through tomorrow morning. This is also called the beaver moon because this is the time of the year where beavers are very, very active as they're repairing things for winter and they're getting ready for winter. Again, this is going to be out in the sky tonight. Not completely full tonight, but full tomorrow night. Too cloudy to see. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Clear skies out there tonight. and it is cooling off. Temperatures will be in the 50s tomorrow, 40s on Thursday, and then into the low 50s here as we head into the weekend. Pretty typical for this time of the year, but we do have some much colder weather on the horizon. If you're taking the dog out for a walk this evening, temperatures will be in the 40s. Tonight's featured dog is Macy from New York Mills. If you want to be part of this, head to Skycast WKTV on Facebook. This is brought to you by Nissan. Jason, back to you.
Macy the Beanie Baby.
Macy the Beanie Baby.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're tracking an alert day for tomorrow evening. The next weather system comes in and produces some strong winds. This is going to be between 6 to 9 p.m. and after, where a cold front arrives that produces showers, maybe some thunderstorms here. But it's that leading edge of the front that could be that could cause winds to gust that high. And should that be the case, that would lead to scattered power outages and minor damage. The way to prepare for this ahead of time: make sure your phone is charged before sunset tomorrow. And also, if you have any outdoor decorations, you're going to want to tie them down or bring them inside. Bring inside any loose objects before all this arrives, because this wind does look stronger than even what we dealt with earlier this week. Looking at wind gusts tomorrow, again, not too bad in the morning. 9 o'clock in the morning, wind gusts 10 to 20 miles an hour. The winds become stronger south of the Mohawk Valley in the afternoon, but it's not until the evening. We'll stop things at around 9 p.m. where that cold front rolls through. And again, the leading edge of this could produce 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts between about 40 to 50 miles an hour tomorrow night. And then the winds start to subside Thursday. Still breezy Thursday, just not as windy as what we deal with overnight. A live look at Oneonta, 45 degrees. Yeah, it's that time of year. It's very much dark at this time, thanks to the clock change. We're tracking clear conditions out there. You have a really good view of the almost full moon tonight, though. Whitesboro, 51 degrees. West Leiden, 44. Barneveld, 44 degrees. Old Forge, 44. Newport, Jason, 48. Alder Creek, 46. Stewart and Cooperstown with 45, Carroll and Worcester 47. The next weather system is in a hurry to get here. This area of low pressure swings right overhead. It's not a large one, but it does pack a punch with the winds. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight. Temperatures drop into the 30s. Clouds will thicken up after midnight. It's cloudy tomorrow. Most of the day looks dry across the Mohawk and Southern Valleys. A few showers expected north of the valley. That cold front arrives in the evening, and then we could see a mix between rain and snow showers tomorrow night. I'm not expecting an accumulation, but you could see that first thing in the morning Thursday. Don't be alarmed. Temperatures will be above freezing, so I don't foresee this sticking. Thursday afternoon, breezy, chilly, temperatures in the 40s. Tonight, increasing clouds, low of 36. Tomorrow, cloudy, rain and wind arrive late. And again, some of that wind could potentially cause power outages. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Thursday's high 44. Friday, the next weather system arrives late, 53. Showers early Saturday. Another weather system Sunday, and a big drop in temperature to follow. Rain Sunday afternoon and evening, and then snow showers with temperatures only in the 30s Monday and Tuesday. We'll be right back.
Forecast at 6. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
So we're keeping an eye on tomorrow evening. We've got an alert day for this because wind gusts are expected to top 50 miles an hour beginning in the evening. We're tracking a strong cold front. This is strong enough that it could cause scattered power outages and minor damage. So keep your phones charged before tomorrow evening, as well as bring any objects indoors, any loose objects indoors, or tie them down. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We're looking at clear conditions. Temperature of 47. Pretty quiet day. It's been pretty windy, but the winds again are going to be a lot stronger tomorrow. This evening, mostly clear skies. Temperatures in the 40s. We're tracking wind and rain and a drop in temperature as we head into tomorrow. Look at the forecast coming up. Chris, back to you.
Decision 2025.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are tracking clear skies this evening. This is a live look in downtown Utica. Just getting a bunch of photos here. I'm on social media, and I don't have time to show you this because it's literally just happened. But if you saw something that looked like a backwards S in the evening sky, I believe that was a rocket launch. And I'll be posting some photos on Facebook, and I'll have an update for you at 10 and 11. But if you saw anything strange in the sky, rocket launch from Europe, most likely the case. But again, we're following up on this as it just happened. Another thing you'll see in the night sky, the full moon. It's not full tonight. It'll be full tomorrow, but tonight's going to be your best night to see it because skies are clear. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things are looking quiet. We've got wind to track. We have a high wind watch in effect for tomorrow. Wind gusts, again, 50 miles an hour possible. Let's track it. Tomorrow, the winds are not strong in the morning, but that changes. I think that's going to gradually build up into the afternoon south of the Mohawk Valley. But it's a cold front that's going to kick things off and produce gusts up to about 50 miles an hour in the evening. It looks windy tomorrow night. That level of wind is enough to create scattered power outages. Not super destructive, but it would cause some issues here. And the winds will be around Thursday, just not as strong. The winds will subside as we head into Thursday night. Skywatchers checking in. Whitesboro 51, Cassville 46, Old Forge 44, Jeff and Mohawk 48, and Worcester Carroll with 47. Radar and satellite image. This is the next weather maker. It doesn't look all that impressive now, but it's potent. It's small. It's going to head to the east. And again, it's going to be giving us wind here as we head into late tomorrow. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast. Clear skies tonight, at least early on. The clouds thicken up after midnight. Overnight lows drop down into the upper 30s. It's cloudy tomorrow for almost the entirety of the day. Rain looks to arrive north of the Mohawk Valley in the afternoon. Temperatures will be in the 50s. A cold front sweeps in from the west, and that's going to produce showers, maybe even a few rumbles of thunder, along with a big drop in temperature and wind. And we could see a brief changeover from rain to snow showers tomorrow night. But with temperatures above freezing, I'm not expecting this to cause any problems here or much of an accumulation. Thursday, we're looking at breezy conditions, and temperatures look to be on the cooler side as we head into the afternoon and evening. Forecast for tonight, increasing clouds, low of 36. Tomorrow, cloudy skies, rain and wind arrive late, 56. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Thursday looks dry. The next weather system, late Friday into early Saturday. Next one on Sunday is going to produce a sharp drop in temperature. It's looking chilly here Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, that's a big change.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2. Now, for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis, we are watching for an alert day tomorrow, and it's not thunderstorms, it's not snow, it's the wind.
Yeah, the wind can be pretty serious tomorrow, enough where we're making this a highlight here. 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts, so you want to keep your phones charged because we're going to have some scattered power outages tomorrow evening. The timing is 6 to 9 p.m., and again, some minor damage is possible. We're tracking a cold front that's going to be the catalyst for all of this. Pretty potent area of low pressure this time around. And the winds, again, looking stronger than what we've been dealing with. We've had a couple of wind events lately, and this looks even stronger than them. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is quiet. 35 degrees is the current temperature. Mostly cloudy. Winds are calm. This is about as cold as we get tonight. As clouds move in, temperatures are going to hold steady, if not rise. Increasing clouds overnight. The winds will pick up late tomorrow. Some thunderstorms are possible tomorrow night, but again, the big story is the wind from these. And again, that's going to be arriving later in the day. Going to bed tonight, you'll likely need the heat by the morning. Temperatures drop into the mid-30s, which is, again, where we're at now. We're tracking an active weather day tomorrow, and I'm tracking the wind and when the winds will finally start to subside. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. The 20-year-old man who's
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. It's been a pretty quiet night, but the weather's going to change. We've got an area of low pressure moving in. It's going to bring wind and rain, maybe even a few thunderstorms to the region tomorrow late in the day. Clear skies in place allowed some of us to see this very interesting swirl in tonight's sky. This is around 6 o'clock. We had a lot of people reaching out to us wondering what this is. It was this big circular light this was a rocket launch from from South America tonight, and this was the second stage of that rocket launch. So we were able to see that. It's just called a second stage burnout. This picture from Alan Stalker in New Hartford. Lots of pictures and videos can be found on social media. Also, too, in the night sky, we have the almost full moon. It goes full tomorrow, but because of the clouds in place, I don't think we're going to have a good chance of seeing this. So tonight's going to be your better night to see it. It's called the beaver moon because this is the time of the year where that beavers are very, very active as they get ready for winter. We've got a high wind watch in effect for the Mohawk and Southern Valleys. Winds are expected to be strong late in the day. In fact, we look at the winds overnight, they're fairly light. The winds aren't too bad tomorrow morning, with the exception of south of the Mohawk Valley. Some of the hilltops could see wind gusts about 35 to 40 miles an hour. Cold front moves in from the west, and that's going to switch the wind direction, and that's also going to bring a gust of wind. It's in the evening time where the winds could top off at 50 miles an hour along the leading edge of thunderstorms. So that's what we're watching for the strongest winds. In addition to this, some locally heavy rain, some thunder and lightning is possible. The winds are going to continue into tomorrow night. The winds will become lighter as we head into Thursday. It's still breezy Thursday, but just not as strong. And then winds will go light on Friday. Things look pretty quiet out there on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Reminder, you can always get weather information on your phone by downloading the Storm Tracker 2 weather app. This is this area of low pressure that's going to be bringing us wind. It's small, but it's potent. It's going to pack a punch. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast, clouds thicken up tonight. Temperatures bottom out in the mid-30s. Cloudy skies tomorrow morning. We're dry in the morning, but rain will be arriving, especially north of the Mohawk Valley. Cold front sweeps through, again, producing some rain. There could be some back-end snow showers here, too, into Thursday morning, but I'm not expecting much of an accumulation as temperatures will be above freezing, well above freezing, too. Increasing clouds tonight, low of 36. Tomorrow, cloudy skies, rain and wind late, 56. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Cloudy on Thursday, 44. Rain returns late Friday into early Saturday. Next weather system for Sunday, bringing a bone-chilling cold, at least for this time of the year, with highs in the 30s Monday and Tuesday. We'll be right back.
Time for our first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis, and we want everyone to know that tomorrow is an alert day.
It is, and we're tracking the potential of damaging winds in the evening. 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts.
Wow.
Bring in any outdoor decorations, tie things down.
Yeah.
Batten down the hatches. We're talking about this strong wind later in the day, so you do have some time in the morning into the afternoon if you didn't do it tonight. Also, make sure your phone's charged because, again, we could lose power tomorrow in a few spots. I don't think this is going to be a widespread power outage situation, but, again, it's just depending on which areas get it or not, and there's just no way to know that in advance. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look pretty quiet. Temperature-wise, we're 34 degrees, clear skies, calm winds. And this is about as cold as we'll get tonight because we do have clouds on the way. We're tracking increasing clouds tonight. Winds pick up late tomorrow. Again, a couple of thunderstorms will be possible late in the day. But again, the main concern is the wind, and some of that rain will be heavy at times. Going to bed tonight, overnight lows in the mid-30s. Good night to run the heat, especially by morning. We are tracking wind. I'll let you know when the winds start to ease back. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. The 20-year-old.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. Pretty quiet night tonight. Skies are clear. We actually have seen some very interesting things in the night sky. This is a rocket launch from the tip of South America that ended up going into what's called a second stage burnout. This was seen locally. If you saw something like this in the night sky, it just very slowly rotated. It's right after 6 o'clock. Again, this is a rocket launch, and this was taken by, I forgot his name. Oh, Alan Stalker. Alan Stalker from New Hartford. This was taken just after 6 o'clock. The full moon is out there. Well, it's going to be full tomorrow, but this is going to be your best night to see it. This is in the night sky. Tomorrow is the full moon, but it'll be obscured by cloud cover. This is a super moon, so if you're wondering why the moon looks bright, it's because it's closer to Earth. tonight compared to all the other moons of the year, all the other full moons of the year. We have high wind watches in effect for the Mohawk Valley and Point South. This is the most likely area where we could see 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts tomorrow. The winds are relatively light overnight. The winds are fairly light in the morning, but they pick up throughout the afternoon, especially along and south of the New York State Thruway. The winds are strong in the evening as a cold front arrives. We're talking about wind gusts 40 to 50 miles an hour. The winds will be around tomorrow night, and they'll gradually subside heading into Thursday. It's still windy Thursday. Gusts between about 25 to 35 miles an hour. Winds will back off for Friday. Dry conditions on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Reminder, you can always get weather information on the go by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Bigger picture, we're watching this area of low pressure. It's small, but it packs a punch. It's going to drop right in from the northwest and bring us rain and wind for tomorrow. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the 30s. We are expecting clouds first thing tomorrow morning. Some rain arrives north of the Mohawk Valley. It's not until the evening. Here comes this cold front. Could produce some thunderstorms, but mostly wind. And also a drop in temperature. This could end as a few snow showers tomorrow night into very early Thursday. But with surface temperatures above freezing, it shouldn't stick or cause any problems. Temperatures on Thursday will be chilly in the 40s. Tonight, increasing clouds, low of 36. Tomorrow, cloudy, rain and wind at late, high of 56. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Chilly Thursday, 44. Rain returns Friday evening into Saturday morning. The next weather maker is here on Sunday. Widespread rain. And then a big drop in temperature. It's going to be chilly, downright cold with snow showers on Monday and Tuesday. We'll be right back.